Hello, my friends. My name is Alan. I am therapist and instructor in biomagnetism and also applied bioenergetic program. So, what I can tell you about my background, well, I was born in Veracruz, Mexico. I studied business administration. After that, I worked in logistics. My expertise was in factory control processes and logistics of seamless steel pipes for oil extraction. So that's complicated tasks, meaning when you put an order into production, when you follow up the process, the melting of the different types of metal, the shipping, the national and international exports. So it was quite a work. And after that, I always was dreaming of traveling the world and also becoming a salsa instructor. So I eventually did. I decided to live my dream, and I was international salsa instructor in different countries in Asia. Eventually, I was trying to find out what was my purpose in life, and I somehow I always in my students, they were always saying that when they came to my classes, they will heal from depression, and so when you dance, when you interact with people, you are actually transmitting and receiving emotions and sensations. And I found this so interesting. So for a while, I knew that my way of helping people was through dance. What happened after is that I wanted to do something else. I needed some tools in order to help better. I was considering different options, but there was some inconvenience. I was in Asia at the moment. My father died suddenly, so I had to come back to Mexico, and I forgot about my dream of healing people, and I started to jump into business. In Mayan Riviera, in Playa del Carmen, in Cancun and Tulum, I started opening restaurants and bars, and it was a lot of work, but I was doing a good time until H1N1 arrived and devastated the economy in the area. I had to eventually shut down all my businesses, just keep one, and it was a difficult era for me. I had to end up working with all my employees, and I had to work myself with my best employee. And actually, I asked him to become business partner. It took me some few years to recover from the H1N1, but eventually I did. And what happened after is that I was starting to suffer from something very interesting. Like, I had car accidents, I wanted to kill myself, I wanted to commit suicide. I was these difficult thoughts, and my luck was so bad. Like, Murphy's Law was behind me at any moment. I was speaking with one of my students at the moment, and she told me, hey, you have a difficult issue that is called psychodynamic aggression. Let me introduce you to my teacher, she can help you. So I met this woman, Mari Carmen. Eventually she became my instructor. And she told me, yes, you have an energetical disorder, but no problem, I'm gonna give you these drops of Bach flower, special Bach flowers, not the normal you can find. And I remember that when I took those drops, I felt something like immediately changing me. I said, wow, I no longer feel depression, I no longer feel like the willing to kill myself. I was no longer afraid of having a car accident. So I realized that something was happening there. Eventually, I came to Veracruz, and I have a friend that is clairvoyant, and he told me, man, your business partner is putting spells on you, so something happens to you, and that person can keep doing the business because it was good. So I could not believe it. But I ended up having lots of paranormal activity around me, things that I haven't seen in any movie ever, like voices, saw things. You have no idea. I know now that this is not so uncommon, but people doesn't want to talk about it. So I shut down my business at the moment, the restaurant, the bar, and I came back to Veracruz, and that was a very difficult time of my life because I became a salsa instructor that no longer had the students. I became a restaurateur without restaurants. So I had this crisis in my life, like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? And I was helping with my family, businesses, and I remember there was a church, still today there is, where they were giving for free sessions in biomagnetism, this technique of working and healing with magnets. So many people asked me to jump in, to take a look, to see what they could do for me, or to learn about it. They tell me, hey, you should try to learn this. This will help you. You're looking for how to make it up in life. So find this. So I was not believing that somebody could help you with magnets. I got there and I saw they had like 9 different tables inside the church, but in a different side. Everybody was arriving, and for free they were being attended, and everything they wanted to pay, it was for the church. So I feel amazed on this concept. I went sometimes and I asked the therapist there if there was a way that I could learn this. And they say, okay, we never accept somebody here that has not previous studies, but we can do an exception with you. You could come and help us and we can train you. So I started to do that. I started to go to the church and attend everyone. It was like a war hospital, like a lot of people from all conditions, and learning by practice how we should apply the magnets, what is the proper way, the theories, the practice in reality that sometimes does not match the theories. So I got used to helping with magnets, and eventually I took the course with the discoverer, the inventor, creator of biomagnetic pair technique, Dr. Isaac Oizuran. So when I arrived to class, it was fun because I already knew anything. So I really think I took a lot of advantage of the knowledge, and even my questions, I was shy to ask them because it was from somebody with experience. So I really think I took a lot of advantage from that. I keep working, and eventually what happened is that I knew that if I was going to dedicate to this, I wanted to develop tools that help to solve what I suffered in the past, which now I know is psychodynamic aggression. These energies that we cannot see or we cannot understand, but that can literally make you want you to kill yourself, or even if you don't want, you can have a car accident, you can have extreme periods of bad luck, that you lose your couple, you lose your job, you lose your friends, you lose everything. Like luck gives back on you. Like you activate this low astral law of attraction, and everything that bad is happening to you. So I knew that if I was going to be good at this, I needed to develop something to counter this, to stop this. So I start working. It's very simple. The key when you dedicate to this, you just need to help the person you have in front of you. And that person testimonial will bring more people. And now I know that nobody of us ever has to make publicity because the people is talking about the experiences. So in my way of developing my own tools, by using kinesiology, biomagnetism, I team up with a friend of mine, Rolando Diaz, And I knew him from decades ago, but I found that he was dedicated to the same as me. Actually, he was and he is a legendary therapist in his hometown and in his city and in this part of Mexico because of the amount of cases he was solving. It was very interesting when I met with him again, and I was seeing that he was solving conditions that, according to Dr. Boyce, were not possible to solve with magnets. And what he solved it. So I started to realize he was developing his own techniques due to necessity of deliver results in one session to any type of case. So we started collaborating together for a long time, and we're starting to develop our own conclusions, our own techniques, easier, faster, better ways to solve conditions of any type of case, because the truth is that you have no idea what can come looking for your help, even animals. So eventually, we students around practitioners, they were realizing that both he and me were having these techniques that develop results that nobody else could have. So they started to ask us to teach them. So we decided to share our knowledge, and we started doing seminars here in Veracruz, in an university, Antonio Caso University. We started there. And eventually they found out in the National College of Biomagnetism in Monterrey, they heard about us and they invited us to train them also. And it was a never-stopping story until today of training more students. It has been an honor to do seminars in all Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, and eventually, now with pandemic, we needed to start doing this online, to keep doing our work, but online. And since this started, we have been like, at least the last 7-8 years, training full-time. We are full-time attending clients and doing seminars. I personally believe that if you are an instructor, you need to keep attending clients, you need to be grabbing the feet, you need to be there, because in the moment you stop attending clients and just dedicate to do seminars, then you are missing the information. You are not accurate, you are not in the actuality, you are not into the pathogens and conditions. They change the locations, they change what they are doing. So one thing Rolando and I have is that we are always attending clients and we're always doing seminars. So all the information we share is not from books we read somewhere, it's from what we see every day with suffering people and how we can do this easier and faster to help on their conditions. So this is how we develop, and now is the technique of bioenergetic programming, actually applied bioenergetic programming. So we have been certifying therapists with this technique all over the world now. Eventually, what happened with me, I moved down to Tulum. The owner of a very famous Hotel Azulik knew that I was there, and he called me to ask me if I could help with his conditions, which were many, and thank God we could fix them all. And he was so happy with the results that asked me to personally create something for his spa. He wanted me to create something for groups. He did not like the classic way of biomagnetic pair. He wanted something for a spa. So there I started to develop biomagnetism for a spa, and also starting to work with groups, massive amount of people. So that is how I created the biomagnetism for a spa. Nowadays, we are also training constantly therapists all over the world in the spas, and this is a reality. When you study with us, what you are going to obtain is tools that very quickly will get you into a very proficient therapist. I assure you that these courses, these seminars, will be a changing point in your life for good. There is going to be a before and after. And after this, you are not only going to know how to help yourself or your family, but also your clients. And if you want, you can do this as a career, a very good career, and the amount of work, trust me, is endless. So I really hope that you join us and you give yourself the opportunity to learn these techniques, because I guarantee to you that it's gonna be your best invested time in the last years for long. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.